education is a simple term tossed around like a pancake on the grill. Now, what makes it so important to us? Well, let me tell you, it literally makes us so much more competent on life in general. One part of life that is super, super important is culture. Now, let me ask you a question about culture. Think about culture. What word comes to mind when you think about culture? The odds you just thought of tradition before religion is super high, despite the fact that 85% of people in this world believe in a religion. There are thousands of religions, each with their own variety of practice and tradition. I went to a private Christian high school where our tolerance of religion was shown through our diverse population in the student body. We live in a world that is so separated with no diversity and inclusion. Do you want your kids to be a part of that? Do you want your kids to be in an education system that is pulling us apart? Toleration brings us together. It eases boundaries. It lets the people be more welcoming of each other. The major role of the education system is to widen our scope on our own society as well as others. And the beginning steps would be to implement religion into this curriculum. Ask the average student in BC about religion. They'll likely know at least one, because 56% of households in BC believe in some type of religion. What about 2? What about 3? Well, let's put it to the test. How many of you here know what this religious symbol is for? Okay, I see a few nods. Some of you know this. Good. It's from the Islamic religion. Now, let's do one that might be a little bit harder. How about this one? Okay, still a couple nods. Out of those who nodded, how many know what this means? What does this stand for? This is and is the symbol of creation in the Hindu religion, right? Rather similar to the Christian cross that we know quite well. The odds that an average student knows both of those, minimal to none. Independently teaching religion would allow them to understand this, and everybody in this room would be nodding their heads. Now, the BC curriculum does offer an elective called Comparative Religions 12. But is a student going to choose that elective over mechanics, band, woodworking? Didn't think so. Culture is a form of expression. Religion is an important part of culture. And if we don't have religion, it can lead to this further cultural separation, widening this valley between societies. Do you want your kids unintentionally involved in that? Nobody wants to associate with cultural separation. So why are we letting it happen? Why are students almost forced into this issue? Students in BC need to be independently taught has to have religion independently taught in a required course in the public education system in BC, since it'll build tolerance and allow students to have a greater perspective of what they can learn. In social studies, the goal of the course is to develop graduates who have the knowledge, skills, and competency to be an informed citizen. Since when has an informed citizen not had religious knowledge? Understanding the differences between societies is the goal of the course. And if we don't understand religion, we don't understand those differences. If we were to implement just a unit into a required social studies course, it would increase tolerance, diversity, and inclusion, and accomplish the goals set up by the BC government to be an informed citizen. In my private institution, I was required to take a course rather similar to this comparative religions course that BC offers in the public system. I learned about other religions, some of those being Hinduism and Islam, the other 2 largest religions in the world. It brought me a greater perspective on diversity. People are so cool. And if we could understand people on a deeper level, we can interact with them more. And why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want to interact with people? The solution here is so easy. So easy. Close your eyes. Imagine a world where there is full diversity and inclusion, and we're bringing this valley right close together and able to interact freely. It can become a reality. be less religious discrimination, less scrutinization on other religions, on possible false information we may not know because of a lack of education. There'd be continued acceptance, greater celebration. And I'm sure you all know religious celebrations is one of society's greatest accomplishments. What if there's no change? This valley becomes wider and wider and wider, and then we're not going to have a bridge to bring us together. Think about another visualization. Imagine you're a car. I know, bear with me. Imagine you're a car. A car needs to go from point A to point B. Point A is where we are now. No diversity and inclusion and huge cultural separation. Point B is where we want to be. Full diversity and inclusion, full integration in society. The car is our knowledge, and the fuel is our education. We won't go anywhere without this education. So let's do more than imagine. Let's take some steps to make this happen. The BC government needs to change the curriculum in BC. We can call for action via petitions, social media awareness, on personal or other accounts being made. You can advertise on posters in SkyTrain stations in Vancouver, you can put it on poles, you can put them anywhere, and people will know. And once we get enough attention that way, we can bring it to the media. And for sure, at some point, it's going to slide across the education minister's desk. And we will have a change. We need to take matters into our own hands. You can start talking to your child about religion. So when this new change is implemented, they're not tossed in like cold turkey, because we don't want that either. If you get involved in your child's community, you can learn more about their school and how they teach, and you can possibly become part of a parent committee and be able to teach children about that too. We need to make a change. Kids have no choice, so we need to give them one. And a quote from Aristotle, the educated differ from the educated as much as the living from the dead. So let's not kill our kids. Let's make it happen. Thank you.